Greetings and salutations, friends. Welcome back to another stunning episode. And I think we are going to work on the theming around this guy here. We've got to get this nice roller coaster worked out here. I did a little bit of smoothing, a couple of little changes, very minute changes to it. So it's working a lot better now. It's a lot smoother than it was. But we need to get the station sorted out. Not the station, sorry. We need to get the queue line squared away. And I came up with the idea of doing like a facade on top of the cube building. So doing a building that people can walk into. We can pretend there's AC in there if we want. But on the top of it, like a facade to make it look taller than it actually is. So the first job is obviously to build the building at the bottom here to put the queue path in. And making the building fit the queue path, obviously, is the first part of the struggle. So I came up with the idea of using these little archways, and then we just move the whole thing into position, and we start building from there. And I want like a usable building, but I don't just want like a square box. So we have these little insets on the front there, just to create a little bit of variation. And then I played with a couple of different windows, but of course the brick textures don't match, and there's different colors, and it's just it's like playing with Lego sometimes. You have this idea, but you just cannot find that piece. You know it's in there somewhere. You can't find it. Alright, so we'll put the edging on here. That's a little bit of a fight with this, but not too bad. I'm used to it at this point. And then, of course, we've got to get the roof on once we've got the edges sorted out. It's a little close to the pathway there, but I can live with it. And then, get the roof going on here. Any tearing, because it's overlapping, should be covered by the edging around the outside, so that's not so bad. And then I've got to fill in these gaps here, and of course, nothing's really going to fit there, so I have to make it up. And those seem to work quite nicely. And of course, again, I don't like things overlapping, so I just bury the rest of it in the ground. And we just move on, and I just put all these around the edges there, make it look pretty and nice. And yeah, we've got this gap here, so let's go ahead and we'll fill a gap in. There is an overlap, but I can cover that up later, probably with some facade or adjust the roofing or some kind of decoration. But let's see if we can get this facade on the top of this to make it look taller than it actually is. So let's get that on there. We'll adjust the roof a little bit. Oh god, now there's a gap. All right, well, we'll try and fill a gap in later. Okay, so let's get this going here. We'll just make it flat, because I don't think they would put a great deal of effort into this, because it's not really structural. And then take a step back and look at it, and no, it's crap. So so there's about 5-6 minutes of my life wasted right there, and I'm like, well, let's just do a cover. We'll come back to this later if an idea strikes me. I'll come back to it, but let's just carry on here. We've got this modern theme going with the actual station, so let's just continue that, right? So we'll put some of this nice metal roofing down. This bit here overlaps the path, but with no support. So let's put these angles on here. We'll color them the same, and okay, it looks okay. It looks okay. It looks functional. And it does fit the theme. So, alright, cool. So we'll duplicate that onto the other side, and then we need a path on it. And now, I'm trying, for some stupid reason, I'm trying to attach the path to the building. And then I realized that the best thing to do would just be to create the path separately. And then just use the advanced move to put it into position. Sometimes I have flashes of brilliance, and other times not so much. Alright, so now we've got this pathway going here. We've got this nice concrete base for the walkway. Let's make this sign look like it's supposed to be there, right? I mean, right now it's just held up by magic. So let's anchor it to the ground in some way, and we come up with that, and okay, yeah, I can live with that, that's fine. Let's get the hedging down, so we've got some edging along the footpath here. We'll come back and look at putting some seating down later on. But we'll get this going here. We'll make all this fit and it looks nice. And we'll get that going there. There we go. So, yeah. All right. We'll need to flesh it out a little bit. I'll come back and do that later. And off we go. We'll let the people back in again. And we've got a covered walkway there sorted out. So let's look at the first aid station and the restroom. And I'm thinking, okay, well, let's do like a faux building on the front of this, right? We'll do almost like a New York style apartment building where it's close to the footpath, but it's set back by a couple of feet, and you've got that tiny little garden on the front of it. And yeah, we'll have a look at doing something like that. So the first thing to do, obviously, is find your doors, and then find some windows that match your doors. Mostly, obviously, sometimes that's not going to be possible. Right, and then of course, you know, these little windows here, they're quite nice. I like them. I'd like to have a bay window. Maybe we'll work on that later in our food court area, which we have yet to actually plan out. But we'll get there. So let's get some flowers down. With just a little red theme in here, some hedging and stuff. It looks like they're making an attempt at a garden, but it's not really going anywhere. And then it's all aboard the struggle bus for the roof. And as usual, I want to use the one type of roofing, and the game says no because you don't have the parts. So okay, back to the wooden friggin' tile roof again. And I'm like, well, that's yeah, it's kind of okay. It's too symmetrical though. So let's add another story on this side above the door, and then we'll do like a slightly a nice asymmetrical roof on here. Okay, that looks okay. The little line there I can work with, not a big deal. We can come back and redecorate that later. And then I'm like, okay, maybe not. Let's get rid of it, and we'll just put a little bit of extra wall along there and have it look just a little bit funky, which kind of works. You know, it takes away that perfect feel for it. So let's see if we can fill in this empty space here with a window or something. And of course the answer is no, nothing that's actually going to work there. We'll come back and put some kind of decoration or something on that later. But let's see if we can adjust this wall. No, we can't. Well, you know, some extra decoration on this at a later date will probably look pretty good. We'll put the sides on, and then we'll just kind of walk away from it for the moment. So it looks better than it did. Okay, alright, so what's next on the agenda? A sign. Yes, let's make ourselves a sign so these happy little people can find the buildings that they're looking for. You know, you want to empty your bladder. You don't want to spend hours looking for somewhere to go. You want to be told it's over there. All right, so we'll make ourselves a little generic sign that we can repeat around the park. So there we go. All right, let's look up what words we're going to use here. Right, so off to the PlanetCoaster dictionary, and we've got these two words here. And we are going to set up our sign, and we'll move it over, and we'll just put it down here. I think that works rather well there. Okay. Right. So we've got our plaza over there. We've got our path here. Let's extend our path out. We'll use the flatten tool, so I don't have to come back and manipulate the path too much. And we'll bring it round, and it crosses the river here. Let's do a quick bit of terrain modification along here, make it look pretty. And the guests are complaining that they're thirsty. As always, they're overly demanding people. So let's give them, we'll give them coffee and donuts, right? That sounds like a good idea. Everyone enjoys a nice coffee and a donut. Where's the donut shop? There it is. All right, so we'll put these down here like this. We'll do them as separate buildings. And we'll put down some picnic benches and stuff for people to sit down and enjoy their coffee after their thrill ride around the roller coaster. And we'll put the umbrellas on there using the position snap tool, which is brilliant for that. Some trash cans, because, you know, these people They will use a trash can, but when they can't find one, they will use the floor. So now we just have to cover up our coffee shop and make it look reasonably functional. So I want to go with a slightly modernish theme for this. How do I fill in the back of this window? That's a good question. What I might do actually when PlanetCoaster 2 comes out, I might get some not the word is not facades, but some pictures of happy people in buildings and coffee shops just milling around drinking, so I can put them on TV displays and things and marquees and put them behind these clear windows, so it looks like there's something going on beyond the window instead of like nothingness, which is technically what's happening here. And I'm trying to find something that's going to match up and that I can color and make it look black. But honestly, nothing really is working out for me here, so I just go with that and call it a day. So let's chuck a roof on here. And of course, this particular style of wall doesn't have the slopey bit to accommodate that roof. So we have to make it up. All right, so there's a employee entrance, and it's looking a little boxy. So we'll put this out on the outside here. And once again, because I've got that sloped roof, we now run into the problem of the walls. So how am I going to fill this gap in without having a line across the roof like that? Well, screw it, let's just do this. And we play around with a couple of ideas to try and cover up that little line there. Nothing really works out the way I want it to. Actually, yeah, nope, this looks, no, that's terrible. This wooden platform actually looks like it may work, but why would it be there? It's not going to be there. And then we got this nice bit here that, yeah, no. And then I'm like, okay, all right, it's not going to work. What about a greeble panel? Right, we'll just put that in there. And then I'll flip that over and make it look like a vent. Speaking of vents, where's the AC? There's an AC unit. We'll put the AC there. So we've got this vent sitting on the back of the building, right? Let's put some steam coming out of it. Okay, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. There we go, and we'll do that. Yeah, there we go. We got some steam coming out the back of the vent. So you know, it looks like there's a lot of water being heated up and used in there. Let's finish off the front of the building. I want a nice wooden support for the roof. That's a bit chunky, but it'll do. So now we got that. Let's finish off the front of the server window here. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Let's put this awning on here. Oh, man, it doesn't fit with the window. And if I put it far enough down that it's not overlapping the window, people's heads clip through it, so that's not going to work. And there's our coffee shop, sort of. It needs a little bit of extra work here, but I think it's coming together. We'll put some of these on there on the back just to make it look a little prettier. I don't think they would actually be visible from the front, but you know, we'll put them there anyway. Let's edge out this path here. Stop these people from trying to hop the fence and get themselves mangled by the roller coaster or any heavy machinery that might be passing from the employees building other things. So let's get some fencing going, because obviously a hedge is not going to stop a determined lunatic. So we'll get these nice high metal fences, and of course they don't quite line up properly with the area I've selected, so I've got to just tweak them in a little bit. Let's get your trash cans are overflowing. Let's get some janitors going. We'll worry about paying them later. We'll hedge this out here. There we go. And we'll put some trees in for some shade. That looks rather nice. Okay, we'll come back and we'll flesh that out later. We'll get some benches in there, and we'll just kind of finish off the front of the coffee shop a little bit with a nice little bit of flooring here. We'll put some planters would be good, I think. These barrel planters are nice, but you can only really put them down one way round because they've got a skull and crossbones on the outside. And we'll do the donut shop next time, and maybe we'll look at doing some of the plaza. Comments and constructive criticism is always welcome, and join me next time for another mildly entertaining episode. Bye-bye.